From the Opelka Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson. The Oklahoma State football team gets ready to kick off in a little under 2 weeks. John Helsley joins us to talk about the depth on this team. John, we know there are definitely some positions where they've got a lot of it. What are those areas where you see depth as a real strength for the Cowboys?
Jenny, probably the most stacked position would be the linebacker positions. All three spots, they return starters. And then they go three deep at all three spots as well with some young guys who are really going to push for some playing time. You know, a guy like Ryan Simmons, he's really had a great preseason. He's going to be a guy who really pushes. You got Nico Ornelas back there, Lindell Johnson. All these guys are good players who are going to push. You know, running back's another position where you have Joseph Randall and Jeremy Smith, obviously. I think Desmond Rowland has proven that he's a guy who can be counted on. And both offensive line and defensive line have some real areas of strength there, and probably deeper than usual.
What about on the flip side, John? Areas of concern when you talk about depth? It looks like, you know, starting wise, they've got some pretty good talent, but are there some areas of concern where it comes to depth?
I think there's some let's wait and see positions. You know, at corner, obviously the two standouts, Broderick Brown and Justin Gilbert, are set. But it's the guys who back them up, the guys who will, you know, have to give them a blow, maybe have to play in some nickel packages. That's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Two true freshmen have really come on to play well. Kevin Peterson out of Wagner and Ashton Lampkin. Both those guys had great camps and seem to have kind of pushed their way up maybe into those second spots there. We'll have to kind of see how that develops. Wide receiver, they have good frontline guys, obviously. Tracy Moore, Charlie Moore, Josh Stewart, Isaiah Anderson, guys we're familiar with, but the depth is basically all unproven. And while they're excited about some of those players, I think we're going to have to see how they handle, you know, when the lights are on, game situations. Can they produce?
Yeah.
And then probably also a little bit of quarterback. I mean, we hear a lot of good things about Westlunt. If he were to go down, what direction would the offense go? Who would be the next guy in? You know, J.W. Walsh not exactly suited for what they do now. Clint Shelf probably a little bit better, but he's the number 3. So it'd be interesting to see what would happen there.
All right, great stuff. Thanks, John. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.